Okay, we are in 2026, new year, new partners, lots of really good plans for this YouTube channel. I've got a spin drift built with some really cool parts. Let's go get it dirty and then I tell you about it.
I think I see you more than a friend. Better late than never. Now it's all over me. These reflections of you, who you want me to be. Do I wanna be you? Is it only a dream? To understand, just like the back of my hand, I can read you front to back. I could tell you want it bad, like it when you want attack. Come on over, make me mad. Now it's all over me. These reflections of you.
I think I still got it. Definitely feeling pretty good on the new setup. As you saw at the start of this video, there's a few new parts on my bikes and I'm really excited to tell you about it. So right now it is January 20th, 2026. It's a new year and it's typically when riders like myself announce their new partners. So this year I've decided to team up with a few new brands and a few new products which I believe are gonna be really great for my riding and me personally, but also for this YouTube channel. I think that's gonna allow me to make some really interesting content. You're gonna be able to be entertained while learning a lot of stuff about mountain biking, setups, and all those stuff. It's gonna be really cool. So let's start with the first big change, suspension. I'm incredibly excited to be partnering with Vorsprung. You probably have heard about some of the products they've been doing, and more recently, the new shock, the Telum, which has been getting incredible feedback and reviews. So first I want to give you a little bit of background. I actually met Steve, which is the founder of Vorsprung, back in 2013. That was my first year in Whistler. I used to ride the bike park every single day. And Steve was a huge help with helping me service the suspension, but also understanding settings and helping me translate what I was looking for in terms of how the bike was riding into how I adjust the suspension to achieve that. I felt like I learned a lot from him and we always kept in touch. I've always asked him questions about kinematics, suspension. We worked actually again together back in 2016. At the time, Vorsprung had started and he was working on a bunch of different products. He was doing my internals and that was a really cool step for my career. And 9 years later, well, we're back working together, but this time he's got fully functioning product and it's gonna be epic. So the way we worked together was actually pretty funny. I called him in the fall of 2025 because I had a few options for suspension and I wanted to hear his point of view. So I called him, I asked him what he think about those products and those brands because I know he's been working on the shocks. He's extremely knowledgeable and he's got some industry details that I don't have. And at the end of the call he said, hey, you know, would love to work with you again. Now we got the Telum shock, we can fit it on all your bike and we've got some really cool product in the pipeline and would love to get you on board and help us market that and also get some feedback from the riding. So I'm super excited about it. I'm gonna walk you through a few things. First of all, you have to know that Vorsprung suspension makes high-end, boutique, fully customizable and tunable rear shock. So this is the Telum. It's a cold shock, high speed, low speed compression, rebound of course, hydraulic bottom out, and it comes with a spring deck, so you get to adjust the stiffness of the spring. But in order to get the right tune for your riding, for your weight, for your style, for the kinematic of your bike, and for where you ride, you got to answer a bunch of questions. And that's where really this product is different from most of the stuff you can buy. There's a lot of good product out there, but this is like really made for you. So when you go on their website, you order the shock, you answer a lot of questions, it's very detailed, and you can go as far as uploading riding videos of yourself. So Steve and Nico and the rest of the team really get to see how you ride, what's your current bike, what's your current setup, what you like, what you dislike, and really build you a shock that's gonna fit you well. And I actually got to try the Telum shock on my previous spin drift. I, just like a customer, answered all those questions, chatted with Steve, told him what I was currently running, what I was looking for, and he was able to build a shock specifically for me. And honestly, I was blown away. Right away, all the settings were pretty much perfect. Obviously, there's like some stuff I could change, but part of this comes with the platform that Vorsprung has developed, which is called the Vorsprung Tuning Hub. Essentially, it's a way to track all your settings, to have access to all your notes, and to change different parameters, see how that impacts the different things. For instance, if you change the type of riding you are doing, if you put on some weight, lose some weight, you can put on all those information, and this platform is gonna help you to achieve the best settings possible for yourself, for your bike. So that's enough for the shock. Now if we move on to the front, you probably wonder what suspension I'm gonna run, because currently Vorsprung doesn't have a fork. Well, what we did is that we bought some RockShox suspensions. Why? Because they're the most popular product out there. I also believe they're great products. And the idea is that I'm gonna be using the different products that Vorsprung makes in order to make this fork even better. So right now I've got a Secus that's mounted on this RockShox Zeb. Essentially, it's an enlarged air chamber. The idea is to give the fork a more cold feeling, I guess. So more supple on top, still a lot of support on the mid-stroke, and the same advantages of an air fork for your bottom out by using your volume spacers. So they also got the smash pot, which is essentially a coil system to turn your air fork into a spring fork, a coil. The advantage of the coil, super sensible, it does really well with super long descent, but obviously it's a little bit heavier, a bit less tunable, but this system still have the hydraulic bottom out. It is very popular, and I'm gonna try it mostly on my e-bike. But the idea of this partnership is for me to help Vorsprung, obviously to market the product, but also to give a bunch of feedback from riding the suspension at a high level. And you probably wonder what's gonna happen in the future. Well, in the future, the idea is to help Vorsprung to develop their own fork. And we are going to document all of that. And talking about content, one of the reasons why I'm super excited about this partnership is because Vorsprung is now based in Kamloops, BC. It's only 4 hours away for me. I love going there. And Steve used to do a bunch of content very detailed about suspensions in general. What's your high-speed compression? How does the low speed and high speed work? How does rebound impact traction? All that stuff, well, we're gonna bring it back, but on my channel, I'm gonna help Steve with making content that I'm sure is gonna really benefit you behind the screen, whether you use Vorsprung suspension product or different brands. The idea is to really understand how suspension works and how you can improve your settings at home. I'm super looking forward to that. We are going to document everything, including designing a new fork. So of course, it's not gonna be for the first couple of months. It takes a lot of time, but We're going to show the entire process, and I think it's gonna be really cool. In terms of my settings, obviously this bike is brand new. I haven't ridden it yet. Yes, I'm familiar with the shock, but I haven't ridden the fork yet. Once I've spent a lot more time on it, I will be able to share with you all my settings. Everything will be public, won't be hiding anything. So if you've got the same bike, similar riding style, similar body type as me, you can try my settings and see what you think. So since we talked about suspension, another product that's linked to kinematics and suspension is this thing. This is a Rimpact, it's a chain damper. If you follow the channel, I've actually made a full video reviewing this product and I've really enjoyed it. I think it was really a benefit for my downhill bike. So then I got to ride it on my spin drift last year. I really like the benefit of it. If you don't know what it does, essentially, this is what it does. It helps to counter effect what the chain does when you ride on rough terrain. So when you ride, your chain goes up and down. It's a lot of like weight moving around. It pulls the rear there and therefore gives you a lot of feedback on your feet. The idea of this product is that it removes a lot of heat. It makes your bike more quiet. And me, when riding, one of the things that I noticed the most is that the suspension felt more active. The bike was more comfortable, especially with small vibration. On the big compression, I felt like I was moving through the travel more freely. And another benefit that I noticed, obviously the bike is more quiet, which is nice, but my vision was improved. Less vibration meant that my eyes could see the trail a little bit better. And I feel like my vision's been a bit of an issue lately. So if little products like that allow me to see better, for me that's a huge benefit. A good thing to know, there is actually an update on the Rimpact website that dropped the price. It's been a really popular product. It's now a little bit cheaper, so more riders can put it on their bikes. And it now comes with 2 springs. One of the feedbacks that a lot of riders, including myself, have given to Rimpact is that the spring inside the mechanism was quite stiff, which is really good when you ride on it, but when you pedal, the pedaling experience wasn't as enjoyable. So what Rimpact used to do is they used to sell separately a lighter spring. Well, now it's included in the box. So you get to choose if you want to run a stiff spring or the light spring. I think this is a really cool product. Now that we look at the cranks, let me tell you a little bit about the cranks itself. I've partnered with Freeride. This is a German company that makes beautiful CNC product, and they make a bunch of different sizes from 155 to 170. I got the 165 on my pedal bike. Why? Because that's what I've had in the past. I used to ride 175s and 170 and later on 165. I feel like the 165 gives me enough leverage without any clearance issue. So 165 has been really good for me. I haven't experienced with 160 on the enduro bike or trail bikes, but on my e-bike I actually run 160, and on my downhill bike I run 160. Why? Because since you don't need as much leverage to move forward because you've got a motor or because you're riding downhill, I found that 160 was really good. It is a beautiful product, super well engineered and pretty reasonable price. So make sure you check them out. As always, there is a link in the description to all of the products I use. So if you're curious about it, make sure you check out those links. And often I have discount codes. So that's a great way to save some money and also support the channel. Next partner I want to introduce you. You probably already know what it is, but Fidlock. The twist bottom is just a water bottle, but it's got a really cool system to clip it onto your frame. It's really quick and easy. It is very secure. I've only been using it for a few weeks, but a lot of my friends have this system and I've never lost a bottle. It makes it really quick to grab the bottle, but also to put it back just like this. And they also have a bunch of other products, such as this little thing that you can plug on the back of your phone, and then you get to mount it on different accessories, whether it's a stem mount, a bar mount, on your ventilation for the car, in your office. I think it's a really cool system. I've really been enjoying it. And another thing, I'm going to be designing my own signature bottle with Fidlock. I look forward to show you what we've been working on. Now let's go and see what's next. Another partner I'm stoked to introduce is Galfer. So Galfer makes discs as well as brake pads. They started in the automotive and motorcycle industry quite a few years ago, and now since early 2000 do mountain bike products. They've got a bunch of discs, they've got the wave pattern as well as the shark design. I chose the shark design because I do think it looks really aggressive, looks really cool. The idea is that it helps to dissipate the heat of the brake, especially for long descents, provide really strong power, and it's supposed to do really well regardless if it's wet or not out there. And right now it's Squamish, it's pretty wet, pretty humid, pretty cold, and those discs have been really good. I have them on another bike and I've been super happy with it. I think it makes the bike look really cool. And for brake pads, right now I've got the Pro pads, but they've got a bunch of different models. They've got a e-bike compound, they've got a trial specific compound, they've got like a more performance. I chose the Pro for now because they don't require any bedding and this is the most advanced brake pads they make, but I'll try the other model just to get familiar with the range. This is my first time riding Galfer, but I actually used Galfer product on my moto. KTM bikes, for example, come with Galfer disc brakes. So I'm pretty stoked on this partnership. Now let's move to the rest. Before we wrap up this video, I want to give a massive shout out to the brands that have supported me in 2025 and continue to support me in 2026. Right now, as you probably know, the industry is hurting. It is very difficult for brands, but also for riders. Riders are losing their rides, some brands are going bankrupt, some competitors are ending their career earlier than what they would want to. And I feel extremely grateful to be able to keep making videos and keep riding my bike for a living. It was something I didn't even dream of as a kid. So every morning I have to pinch myself and I never take that for granted. So I'm gonna try to give a shout out to every brand. I also get a ton of questions about the products I ride, so please that answer some of it. So a massive thank you to Propane. Obviously they provide me the frames and I genuinely love riding their bikes. They make everything from a gravel bike to a dirt jumper bike, downhill bike, enduro bike, and obviously e-bikes. Ride Wrap, they protect my frames. They also make cleaning the bike easier. And right now they also designed the kit for the fork with the Vorsprung logo. Rubbers from Maxxis, they literally make tires for every single condition, every single wheel size, everything you want for in a tire, they have it, and I'm stoked to be using that product. If we look at the wheels, last year I've also teamed up with Noble. They are a company from Cumberland that make custom carbon wheels, and the relationship has been incredible and I'm super stoked to extend it. I've chosen the TR37, a bit more light, or lighter I should say, a bit more compliant than the TR38, but still very strong for the type of riding I like to do. And they are mounted on the Project 321 G3 hub, which is, in my opinion, a hub that doesn't get enough publicity. It is an incredible product, it's super well designed, and it's been insanely reliable. Shout out to KMC for the chains, S4 suspension for servicing the suspension out of Whistler, really helps me a lot. Airgun, I've got the SM Enduro and also the GD Edge grip. I use those grip on every single bike, absolutely love them. Big shout out to Mudhugger. I know it's just a mud guard, but when you live in a place where it rains 180 days a year, you're really fortunate to have this on your bike, and honestly I will not run a bike without one. Big shout out to OneUp Components. I've been with OneUp since, well, I've been working with OneUp back in 2014. I was their first athlete when they started the company and been loving the product. This is a 50mm V2 carbon bars. I cut him at 740mm, by the way. If we look at the bike, I'm pretty sure that's it. But I want to give a huge shout out to Jensen USA. Jensen is an online retailer. They carry most of the products that I use, and every time you shop on Jensen using my link in the description, well, I get a little commission and that support the channel. So thank you so much for that. Without their support, my channel and what I do would be looking very different. They help me to make more and better videos, so shout out to them. Topic for the tools, which by the way, I think I should do soon a new garage video because I've done a bunch of upgrades and I'm really stoked with how things look. Shout out to Steady Rack as well for keeping the garage organized with all the bikes on the wall. For transporting the bike when I'm driving around, I've got my Saris rack. They've been an incredible support of the channel as well. Now if we look at my gear, big shout out to Norrøna. So Norrøna is a company from Norway that makes high-end outdoor gear. I visited them back in 2024, had a great time, and I'm going back this year. I'm gonna be riding around Oslo, and then I'll go to Norrøna Canvas. They've got a mountain bike event going on, and we'll go and do some content in the Lofoten. I'm super excited about that. That's gonna be a really incredible experience. And a few more things. My backpacks, I use the Useway packs, no bouncing around, super well designed packs, and I've had a lot of questions about them. They are a really popular product in the motor world, and for mountain biking, they work equally as well. And now for glasses, goggles, still on Julbo, and I've got my signature glasses. Make sure you check the Julbo Edge signatures that I have. What else? I think it's pretty much it. I might have forgotten something. Well, if I did, let me know in the comment below. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. I know it was a lot of talking, but right now it's end of January. Hopefully we don't get too nasty of a winter here in Squamish, and we'll get back on the bike. Next week will be some more riding. Thanks for watching. I see you then.